The Italian opening is a classic and popular choice for players looking to control the center early in the game. It begins with the moves e4, e5, where white establishes a strong pawn presence in the center, allowing for greater mobility of pieces. Following this, knight to f3 attacks the e5 pawn, prompting black to defend it with knight to c6. This move order is important because it allows white to develop pieces while simultaneously putting pressure on black's position. The key move, bishop to c4, places the bishop on a powerful diagonal, targeting the f7 square, which is often a vulnerable point for black, especially early in the game. This opening emphasizes quick development and central control, setting the stage for tactical opportunities such as the famous fried liver attack, which can arise if black is careless. One common mistake for beginners is neglecting to develop their pieces efficiently, focusing instead on pawn moves. It's crucial to avoid moving the same piece multiple times in the opening, unless absolutely necessary. Additionally, players should be aware of potential threats like the pin on the knight by the bishop, which can lead to tactical combinations. The Italian opening also shares similarities with the Ruy Lopez, where the focus is similarly on central control and piece development, but the Italian often leads to sharper, more tactical positions. The Italian opening is a classic choice that emphasizes rapid piece development and control of the center of the board. After e4, e5, knight to f3, knight to c6, bishop to c4, white places the bishop on c4, directly targeting the f7 square. This square is particularly vulnerable for black since it is only defended by the king, making it a potential focal point for tactical threats. The move order is designed to prepare for central control with d4, which challenges black's pawn on e5 and seeks to open lines for white's pieces. When black plays knight to f6, they are developing a knight while also attacking the e4 pawn, which is a critical move to maintain balance. However, this can lead to hidden threats. For example, if black is not careful, white can respond with knight to g5, putting pressure on f7 and creating immediate tactical complications. It's important for both sides to avoid typical mistakes, such as neglecting development or overextending pawns, which can lead to weaknesses. In comparison to other openings like the Ruy Lopez, the Italian opening often leads to more open positions and direct tactical play, making it an excellent choice for players who enjoy dynamic chess. Understanding these strategic ideas will help you navigate the complexities of this opening more effectively. In this continuation of the Italian opening, white plays d3 to support the e4 pawn and prepare for further development. This move solidifies the center, which is crucial in chess, as control of the center allows for greater mobility of pieces. By playing d3, white ensures that the pawn on e4 remains protected, allowing for potential future advances or piece development without fear of losing central control. The bishop on c4 continues to exert pressure on the f7 square, a critical point in black's camp, often considered a weak spot early in the game due to its proximity to the king. After d3, a common response for black is to develop the knight to f6, which helps contest the center and prepares for further piece coordination. White can also consider moving the knight to f3, reinforcing control over the center and preparing for kingside castling, which enhances the king's safety. It's important to develop pieces harmoniously while maintaining pressure on black's position. A typical mistake for beginners is to rush into an attack without proper development. Instead, focus on solidifying your position first. Additionally, be aware of hidden threats, such as tactical opportunities that may arise from the alignment of pieces, particularly with the bishop on c4. This move order sets the stage for a rich middle game, where both sides will have chances to create imbalances and launch attacks. In the Giuoco Piano variation, after d3, black has several solid options to continue their development. A popular choice is to play bishop to c5, which develops the bishop while targeting the f2 square, a critical point in white's position. This move not only puts pressure on the center but also prepares for potential tactics against white's king, especially if the center opens up. Additionally, the bishop on c5 supports the idea of controlling the important e4 square, which is vital for both sides in the fight for central dominance. Another strong option for black is bishop to e7, which prepares for kingside castling and solidifies their position. This move allows black to develop harmoniously while keeping the option to strike in the center later. The strategic depth of the Giuoco Piano lies in the balance between piece development and control of key squares like f7, which remains a focal point for both sides. A common mistake for beginners is to rush their development without considering the safety of their king or the coordination of their pieces. It's essential to remain aware of the hidden threats, such as potential pins or forks that can arise from an uncoordinated setup. Understanding the interplay of these concepts can lead to a more profound appreciation of the Giuoco Piano and its rich strategic landscape. In this position, black has several options to consider, each with its own strategic implications. One strong move is d5, which directly challenges white's control of the center. By playing d5, black aims to contest the e4 pawn, potentially opening lines for their pieces and creating opportunities for counterplay. This move not only seeks to establish a foothold in the center, but also can lead to dynamic positions where both sides must navigate carefully. An alternative is knight to d7, which develops the knight while preparing to support the e5 pawn. This move can also allow the knight to reroute to more active squares, enhancing black's position. On the other hand, white may consider the Evans Gambit with b4. This bold pawn sacrifice aims to gain rapid development and open lines for the pieces, particularly targeting the vulnerable f7 square, which is often a focal point in many openings. The idea behind the Evans Gambit is to create threats that can lead to a swift attack against black's king. However, players must be cautious. Overextending can lead to weaknesses. Typical mistakes include neglecting piece development in favor of chasing after the pawn. Understanding these nuances and keeping an eye on hidden threats can make a significant difference in the outcome of the game. In the Italian opening, players often overlook the critical importance of piece development and control of key squares, particularly in the early middle game. After b4, a common mistake for black is to neglect the defense of the f7 square, which can easily become a target for white's pieces, especially the queen and bishop. Instead of opting for passive moves like h6, which merely create a waiting position, consider the more dynamic bishop to d7. This move serves a dual purpose. It connects your rooks, enhancing your overall piece coordination, and prepares for potential future threats such as knight to f6, which can challenge white's control in the center. Moreover, playing queen to d7 can also be an effective plan, as it supports the e5 pawn while simultaneously preparing to exert pressure on the e4 pawn. This move order is strategic because it helps consolidate black's position and prepares for potential counterplay. However, it's essential to avoid falling into the trap of passive piece play, which can lead to a cramped position and loss of initiative. By maintaining active piece placement and focusing on central control, you can create hidden threats that may catch your opponent off guard. Remember, in the Italian opening, as in many openings, the battle for the center is crucial, and both players must remain vigilant to capitalize on any weaknesses. In conclusion, we've explored the Italian opening, starting with e4, e5, followed by knight to f3 and knight to c6, which leads us to bishop to c4. This move places white's bishop on a powerful diagonal, directly targeting the f7 square, which is notably vulnerable as it's only defended by the black king. This early pressure creates hidden threats, as white can potentially launch an attack if black is not careful. It's essential for black to defend this square effectively. Passive moves like h6 can lead to a weakened position. Instead, developing pieces with moves like bishop to d7 or queen to d7 not only helps defend f7, but also prepares for further development and control of the center. Controlling the center is crucial in chess because it allows your pieces to have greater mobility and influence over the board. As you practice the Italian opening, be aware of typical mistakes, such as neglecting piece development in favor of pawn moves, which can lead to a cramped position. Additionally, remember that while the Italian opening can lead to aggressive tactics, it can also transition into quieter, strategic battles if both sides choose to play conservatively. Keeping pressure on key squares while developing your pieces harmoniously is essential for success. So, practice these ideas in your games to truly master the Italian opening.